able to be here, we want to make sure that this is being recorded. So with that, thanks for coming out to Virginia Tech next week. I think we have folks here from Apex and Urban Grid. We'll have some folks from Virginia Tech with us, students and faculty members. We'll have some folks obviously from our center here at JMU and some folks from Dominion. So big thank to you up front, but I would love to just go around the room and just meet you guys in like 30 seconds or less. So I'll start with Megan since she's at the top of my screen. Oh, maybe I should introduce myself first. I'm so sorry. I always forget to introduce myself. I'm Remy. Nice to meet you guys. I'm the managing director of the Center for the Advancement of Sustainable Energy here at JMU. And I also lead our K-12 efforts, which include hosting and coordinating all of the Virginia competitions for KidWind. So sorry about that, Megan. Go for it.
No, you're fine. I am Megan Van Buren, and I'm a senior development manager. I work on wind and solar projects throughout the state of Indiana. That's my project area. And I am a former Hokie. So that's a little bit about me.
What company are you with, Megan? I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I am with Apex Clean Energy, and I have been with Apex. So I'm going on 8 years.
That's fantastic. We got lots of our JMU folks that work there at Apex, but we're glad.
Yeah, there's several developers that are from JMU, so there's a lot good contingency here from there.
Awesome. Well, thank you, and go Hokies. My husband's a Hokie, so I'm allowed to say that.
Nice.
Awesome. Sean, how are you doing?
Good, thanks. It's Friday, so pretty good mood.
All right.
Yeah, so nice to meet everybody. I'm Sean Murphy. I went to Virginia Tech for my undergrad, originally from Richmond, Virginia. Spent 10 years up in Pennsylvania working for a company called PJM. And I've now been at Urban Grid Solar for coming on 3 years. I'm the director of transmission and interconnection at Urban Grid.
So you were with the PJM. I mean, that's a big company.
PJM Interconnection, yep.
That's impressive. Well, Sean, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it. And Luke, how are you doing?
Good, thank you. So I'm Luke Summers. I also work at Apex Clean Energy. I'm a policy analyst for our government affairs team, and I primarily work on community solar and our federal affairs trade primarily. I was also a Hokie for 1 year before I became a Who, so I'm kind of split between both sides, but that's a good opportunity. I know.
It's hard to run both sides of that fence there.
I know, it's rough, but I still love being a Hokie, and UVA is great too. So I'm going to play that middle ground as much as I can.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for being here, and thanks for coming out next week. Like I said, I'm not going to take a ton of your time. I'm hoping we can keep this to about a half hour, but my goal is to go over the event details with you just so that you feel comfortable about coming out on Tuesday, where you're going, review the judge's responsibilities so that you understand what we're asking of you. And then I'm happy to dig deeper into the rubrics or the profile forms or the rules if that's necessary. But if you guys have reviewed all this up front, happy to skim forward. We do have some awards that the judges are responsible for, so I'll go over those and then leave it to you if there's any other questions about anything else. So we'll start with the venue itself. So you guys are all Hokie-ish, at least, a majority Hokie. So we are going to be in 2 different buildings, not optimal, but it is what it is. We will be mainly in the Owens dining hall. So on the top floor, there's like a big conference space. And so when you come to Tech, you are going to make your way to Owens Hall because that's where we'll have the check-in. That's where you'll get your t-shirt and you'll get your, your marching orders for the day. But, and all the teams will be in there and the wind tunnel will be in there. But the students will have to walk over to Squires with their projects across the street and through the neighborhood, right, to the judging rooms. So the judging rooms themselves will be in Squires, which I think means more to you than probably anybody else that we talk to. The big thing will be parking. I'm sure you guys are all pretty familiar with it, but the best place, it sounds like, to park is either the Perry Street Garage or the North End Center Garage. And it is unfortunately a paid parking, so I'm not able to cover all that for you guys. So just make sure that you maybe go online before the day of and get your permit, or you can try to do on demand with the mobile, the Park mobile app. So there's a couple of different things. And if it's a, you know, if it's a big deal, just let me know and I can take care of it for you online. I'll just probably need car information and things like that. And then we will be at least treating you to lunch, and we were told that we didn't have to go with catering on campus. So we are going to be doing box lunches from Our Daily Bread, which is everybody's favorite. So if we don't have your dietary needs already from the Google form that you filled out, just let me know if you need anything special, gluten-free, dairy-free, anything like that. We did order a couple of vegetarian, gluten-free, etceteras, just to cover our bases. So do you guys have any questions about where you're going? And does that all make sense to you? It doesn't make sense to me. I don't know where I'm going, but I'll figure that out when I get there.
What time are we supposed to be there? That is a question I have.
That is coming up. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is for you all who don't maybe know the campus as well, but you know, we're in Owens, which is down here at the bottom. And then, like I said, the students are going to have to walk a little ways. It's about a 5-minute walk to get to Squires from there. Just to kind of reiterate. But yeah, so here's the schedule for the day. So you all are welcome to arrive as early as you like, but judging is going to start at about 9:40 a.m. Give or take how well we are at sticking to a schedule. But if you would like to be there by like 9, it would be amazing to have you there for the welcome. And the keynote. We do acknowledge all of our judges up front, and we flash your logos up and we say thank you. So it's always nice to have you there, your shining faces. Plus, if you get there a little early, it gives you some time to get settled into the judging room and kind of get, you know, review the paperwork and the process and everything. But as long as you're there by like 9:30, we should probably be good to go. And then depending on the division, you are gonna either be done. Most of us are going to be done before lunch, and then you'll get to have a lunch break and compile your scores while the kids go on these group tours and get their group picture taken. And this ended up being a pretty short day. So our award ceremony will be somewhere in that 1:45 range, again, depending on how well we've been pretty good at sticking to schedule. So it's a little bit shorter of a day than we intended, mainly because we had less teams. And we were able to break them into 2 judging rooms to make the day shorter for both sets of judges. And like I said, during these, the time that they're doing judging, the wind tunnel is open in the Owens ballroom. And then the students are not only rotating through their judge interviews with you all, but they're also rotating through another room where they're taking a knowledge quiz as a group, like a Kahoot style. So if you're familiar with that platform, but it's like trivia, you know, so they have to like answer fast and multiple choice and super fun. So that's what they're going to be doing all day. Any questions about that? Did I answer your question, Megan?
Yes. Thank you.
This is just a quick look, and you'll get all of this information. You probably got it in the packet that Anna sent, but you'll also have this stuff when you arrive. All this stuff will be printed for you. But this is just an idea of what's going on in each room. We did have to split so that some of you are going to be judging a little bit of everything, and then some of you are just going to be doing middle school wind. But just know that, you know, that you're going to see in the other room, you'll see elementary school kids, then you'll see high school kids, and then you'll see a couple of solar teams. And this challenge, they will move on to states if they are one of the top 2 teams in their division. So as you can see, both high school teams and both solar teams are going to be moving on. And then the elementary school teams, again, depending on how things work, we could invite the 3rd team to states if we, you know, have some empty spots and things like that. But the big competition is going to be middle school. And, you know, we're going to award a 1st, 2nd, and 3rd prize based on their scores. So in the wind competition, you may have noticed when you read the rules or the rubrics that you guys are in control of about 50% of the points. They get another 35 points in the wind tunnel, up to 35 points in the wind tunnel, and they can get up to 15 points at the Kahoot in the knowledge quiz, and that makes up the full 100. So you guys aren't really determining the winners, but in the solar competition, you're kind of just determining winners because the only other thing they do is the Kahoot for 15 points. So usually if they do really well in judging, they end up moving on. And we can review all that if you have questions. And if you didn't remember, Anna has already assigned you 2 rooms. So Sean and Sarah's not here and Anna's not here, but they're going to be with you in the judging room. I'll just know that none of those folks have ever judged before. So you'll be a team of 3. That'll be fantastic regardless. But yeah, so again, you guys will be a team of judges. So you listen to the presentations, and then after each team, you'll get to collaborate and come up with one score sheet. And so some people do it differently, like they'll score everybody themselves and then they'll average their scores together. We've had people bring their laptops and they're very technical and they average everything. And then others are just like, you know, at lunch, we'll just chit chat or after our 3 teams go, we'll chit chat and rank them. So you guys can decide how you do it, but we just want one score sheet for every team. We do have these little judges notes sheets because those judging rubrics are helpful to us to quantify their performance. But when we send it to a team and say, good luck next year, or good luck at states, getting a 5 out of 10 doesn't really tell them an awful lot about how they can improve. So we do provide you with a sheet so that for each team, for each judge, you can give them one sentence or whatever you want to write about what did you love about their project and what could they improve upon, so that they get some written feedback that they can really take back and use to improve their projects. And so I guess we have to remind, because some of the judges were using them just like as notes sheets, and they would write some things that probably those teams wouldn't find really helpful, maybe just criticism. So just be aware that we do send them to the teams afterwards. And yeah, so that means that Megan and Luke, you guys get to hang out with Kim, who is one of our staff on the wind side of things. And she's a middle school teacher, so she'll be a great person to have with you. I don't know, and I'll be in a wind tunnel. So I'll be hanging out in Owens. But if you need me, my cell phone is plastered on like every piece of paper that you have. And if you have any questions, you can always just call me.
And we'll be, so the middle school, and that is in Owens as well, correct?
No, all the judging rooms
That's-
are in Squires.
Squires, okay, but we meet in Owens and then go to Squires.
Yeah, because that's where the welcome will be.
Okay.
And we have someone from GE Vernova who's going to be speaking with them, and then someone from Virginia Tech that'll be speaking with them. So you're welcome to stay for all of that, or you can just stay and wave your hand when we say thank you to the judges, and then you can walk over, however you guys want to handle it.
Okay, good to know.
This is just the detailed look. Again, this came in your packet, but just a review of who you're going to be seeing. So if you're curious, we've got teams from Patrick Henry, which is in Martinsville, Albert Harris, also Martinsville, the Roanoke Governor's School. Oh man, we have the guy coming back from Ocean Lakes. So that was a Virginia Beach team. He's already competed once. He was fantastic, but he's looking to get to state, so he's playing the gamble there to come back. And then the Giroux Center, which is in Franklin County, Woodrow Wilson, which is Roanoke, Appomattox Middle School, Blacksburg Middle School, and the Virginia Tech Maker Monday folks. And I feel like is that right? Like there was another team, a couple of teams that were, this might not be the most recent. I don't know. I think this is it. I thought there were some other teams coming from the Virginia Beach area that were trying. Oh no, that's the Lynchburg Challenge. My bad. But anyway, so this is who you're going to be seeing. So hopefully that's exciting to you. They're going to be great. This is just a quick reminder of what your responsibilities are. So I went over this again in the solar. You're responsible for 85 points out of the 100 points. And then these other 15 points are going to be not an instant challenge, but the knowledge quiz. For the wind competition, again, you're 50% of the score, with the knowledge quiz being 15%, and then the wind tunnel up to 35 points. So we do have these rubrics. Were you guys all able to review the rubrics? They're pretty straightforward. I could bring them up and show them to you.
I haven't, I've had all sorts of craziness this week. I have not had a moment to look at that.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen them.
Okay, well, I'm happy to share my screen and show them to you if you want to go over them. They're very detailed rubrics where you get like a certain number of points specifically for functionality of their solar device, and then a bunch of leading questions that you can like use to ask probing questions to kind of figure out where they lie in that 10 points. But I'm happy to go over those. I think we talked about, we want to try to keep the interviews to 10 minutes. So in the wind competition, we allot 15 minutes for their interview. That's a couple minutes to get in and set up, a couple minutes to get out, and 10 minutes for their interview. So they're encouraged to prepare a 7-minute presentation, which allows you about 3 minutes of interaction with them. Feel free to keep it as informal as you like. Some of the teams will come in and like shake your hand and make it real formal, but you know, if a team looks nervous, you're welcome to like get up and like go walk around their project and kind of make it more informal. However you guys want to make that work. In the solar challenge, we allot you 20 minutes because for the solar challenge, they don't get the wind tunnel testing time, right? They have to bring their solar device to you. We'll have a table with 4 lights that they can then use, and they have to demonstrate that their thing works. So they have to like make sure that you can see that they're charging renewable or rechargeable batteries, or that when they flip the switch, the light goes on, or whatever their thing's supposed to do. They have to be able to demonstrate that. And then that is like 35% of their score is just design and functionality. Boom, like the technical part. And then the other part of it is like aesthetics, materials, creativity. And a lot of that will be part of their presentation. So we kind of assume like a couple minutes in, couple minutes out, 5 minutes to demonstrate their thing, and then that kind of 10-minute interview time. But you guys can use that 20 minutes however you need to. But that's just kind of how we've laid it out. And then, like I said, other than filling out the rubrics, we appreciate it if you keep an eye out for anything that's illegal. These competitions have very few rules. And most of the wind stuff we will catch in the wind tunnel, like if blades are unsafe, or if they're not rectifying to DC, or they, you know, whatever some of the rules are. It doesn't fit in the wind tunnel. It's got more than one, actually they can have more than one generator. That's a thing now. But I can keep an eye out for most of the illegal parts. But on the solar structures, the big thing to know is that we do, for safety reasons, encourage them to not exceed 12 volts and 2.2 amps in anything that they're producing, with single panel limitations of 6 volts and 1.1 amp. So we don't usually see a problem with that, but if you get some like crazy teams, you might see that. But the biggest thing is have fun, and we'll provide lots of snacks. So enjoy and have a good time. And then the last thing is that in each of the divisions, you will be asked to pick out a couple of teams for our superlative awards. So I'm going to start at the bottom and work my way up. The bottom award, you don't have to worry about. The judges at the wind tunnel use this as a way to acknowledge a team that has really good sportsmanship, maybe is super diligent in their testing. And so, like I said, that's something that you don't have to worry about, but it is one of our awards. We also give out a Wind Geek Award, and this is done, again, by our case staff, because it's just based on their knowledge quiz score. So you won't be seeing that. So the only things you guys need to pay attention to are these first two, and we will have these explanations and a place for you to record this when you get there, so you don't have to take notes or anything. I promise I'm going to give you everything. But you have a Blades Award and a Judges Award. And so the Judges Award is just that. Like, you can pick a team for whatever reason you want that you want to acknowledge because you loved them because they wore silly hats, or you love them because they just really understood airflows. I don't know, whatever you want to do. And then the Blades Award is a little bit more specific. You can pick any team, but the idea is you're picking a team that has constructed really nice blades, or at least really understands how these blades work, or did a lot of testing on their blades, but it's very blades focused. And then for the solar competition, again, we have, starting at the bottom, a People's Choice Award that everybody gets to vote for. So that's not really up to you. The Solar Guru Award is our knowledge quiz award, but you guys get these top two. So we have the Circuit Master Award, and this is just acknowledging a team that really has a great solar circuit. It was very well detailed, maybe a really nice circuit diagram. It was a complex circuit, you know, however you want to interpret that, but that's the Circuit Master Award. And then we have the Dream Big Award. Sometimes it's called the Judges Award, but really this is an opportunity to acknowledge a team that maybe like tried really hard. They had this like super aspirational, like yesterday we had some team that tried to do desalination using solar. Like nothing worked, but they had a really good idea and it was super cool. And maybe technically it didn't work, but they had big aspirations. So that's kind of the Dream Big Award or the Judges Award. Any questions about awards?
I don't have a question about a reward, but I do have a quick question about the rubrics you mentioned.
Yeah.
I don't know if other people got it, but I don't think I got the email with the rubrics. I got the schedules and info, but nothing about the scoring.
Okay, well, let me see if I can find them for you. And I can put it in the chat, and then I can also
Thank
share
you.
my screen and show them to you.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
While you're looking for that, I had two other questions. When it comes to the wind tunnel portion, is this something that we're all observing as well, or this is just fully in your hands?
That
You're
part is
watching it.
fully in my hands. It's happening over at Owens, so you guys won't really see any of that. If you were interested in seeing part of the wind tunnel testing, I would encourage you to come as early as you can. We usually open the wind tunnel at as early as like 8 a.m. so the teams can try it out, because a lot of them don't have wind tunnels, so they don't really understand what that means. So they have to make a lot of adjustments. But otherwise during, you know, the official tunnel testing time is the same time as the judging. So you guys wouldn't really get an opportunity to see it unless you like, you know, as soon as you were done, you came out and like came over to Owens and look, you know, got to see what they were doing for a little bit, but it is pretty separate. And you shouldn't base any of your judging on what happens in the wind tunnel. Like,
Okay, so it is very
like
separate.
that
That's why I was just-
turbine's gonna get great power, but that has nothing to do with what you are judging them on.
The other question I had is, I don't know how this event, like, you know, the dynamics, if it's like chaotic, but I was curious. I have two sons that are 10 and 8, and I thought this might be a good opportunity for them to observe.
Yes.
But I don't know logistically if that's possible, if they can just, I mean, obviously just observe and like sit somewhere. But I don't know how is it just really chaotic? Would it be worthwhile to
I
do
mean,
so?
honestly, I think it's educational. My daughter has been coming with me to these challenges for a long time.
Okay, she has.
But I
Okay.
mean, they could be helpful if they, I mean, if you thought that we could put them to work, the wind tunnel, it's a silly,
Oh,
but
yeah.
just having them turn the wind tunnel on and off for me, while I, you know, monitor everything on the computer, like I could put them to work if you thought that
Okay.
they would be, you know, well behaved and able to take
I
action. We'd even give them lunch if there was lunch left over.
That's phenomenal, because I just, this being like, this is what I do also, by this being my alma mater, I was like, this might be fun. Like,
Yeah.
just take them with me, and a good learning experience, like you said. Okay, I
Yeah,
will.
And I
I'll
would
just,
definitely like give them some tickets to vote on People's Choice. Like Anna would totally do that. And I think especially if you wanted to try to get them involved in you know, like next year, this is a great opportunity for them to like see what these kids are building, because it's way more exciting to see them in competition than it is to like build them a wind turbine and like let them play around with it in the, because it's not as exciting that way.
Okay, this is really cool. So do I need to send you anything to do so, or?
Yeah, if you would just email me and Anna, she's that
Okay.
Reyes3AR, just to let us know, and you
Sure.
can let her know that I said it was okay.
All right.
And they can just hang out with me at the wind tunnel. We're just gonna have the one wind tunnel, but they're welcome to sit with me if they want to.
Oh, love that. Okay, very cool. Thank you.
Yeah, you bet. Oh, we should have had the Hokey bird come out. That would have been super fun.
That's cute.
Anyway, awesome. So I just put those 2 links in the chat. Are you guys seeing those?
Yes, thank you.
Would you like me to share my screen and go over this, or do they seem pretty straightforward?
They make sense to me. I don't want to speak for everyone though.
Yeah, I think I'm good.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, they're pretty straightforward. You get so many points. They've
Mhm.
got lots of good questions for you to ask if you're not sure what to ask them about. You guys are smart. You'll figure it out, and it's, it'll be great. I'm sorry you didn't get them in advance. Wonderful. And I think that was it for the things that I was going to share with you guys. Do you guys have any other questions?
Back, just a quick question on the schedule. So we'll be judging basically up until noon, and then we'll have lunch. We'll provide our scores, and then when are you done with us for the day?
Yeah, that's a great question. So, really you are welcome to stick around as long as you like. Take a break at lunch, don't have a working lunch, and then during the tours in the afternoon are scheduled purposefully to give us an hour to confer as judges, and then for us on the staff to then put all the scores into the score sheet and figure out who the winners are. So we have that whole hour if we need it to, debate on the superlatives or whatever it is that we need to do. And then at that point, you all are welcome to leave. We do encourage at least one judge from each judging team to stick around, because it's more fun for the kids to receive those judges awards and Blades Award from somebody that was their judge than it is for me to just randomly read your explanation. Happy to do that if you guys got to be where you got to be. But it is super fun. And you all are more than welcome, any of you, to hang out and like hand out trophies. Because honestly, they see enough of me and Anna. So we're always happy to let industry be on stage and get their pictures taken with all the kids and whatever you guys want to do.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Yeah, and it is a little bit of a shorter day. Normally it's a little like an hour later that we do a lot of this. So you guys are lucky that we're doing this at about an hour earlier this year. Awesome. Any other questions? Well, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys. Thank you so much for being on the call. I will send a follow-up email with this recording so you can look back at it. But if you think of anything, I would highly recommend you just text me, because I don't know if I'll be seeing a lot of email we got to set up on Monday. So we'll be driving to tech on Monday. So if you need anything, call or text, and happy to help you.
Thank you so
Thanks
much.
so much.
Yeah, thank you guys. Go Hokies.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Okay.
Have a good weekend.
You too.
Bye.